Hello dear student, welcome back to our CLE Degree College Physics classes. So in today's video, we will study your BSc second semester, that is the second unit. So the second unit is divided by the two sub-unit, that is the first one DC circuit analysis and the second one is a transient circuits. Okay, so in today's video, we will start the second sub-half unit, that is the transient circuits. Okay, let's begin with the first meaning of the transient of a circuit. What is meant by transient? So here I written already here. So here period of disturbance in electronic circuit, energy storing components such as capacitor, inductor and the resistor. So we can call such a circuit as a transient of a circuit. Okay. So here in that charging of a capacitor through resistance. So we can call this as a RC circuit. So here we should have to concentrate on this diagram. So R and C are what? A series connection. R is nothing but resistance, C is nothing but a capacitor, collector, condenser, etc. So we can write this as a RC circuit. So here first a condenser C and a resistance R joined to a battery through a Morse key as shown in a figure. So here first, here one resistance is there and one capacitance is there. That is connection with respect to battery and the Morse key. Here the Morse key is nothing but the tap key. Okay, we are not using the normal plug key. Here we are using the Morse key. So see, so the connection as shown in a figure, they given up to this. Okay, next here. When the Morse key is pressed, the capacitor get charged, and when the key is released, the condenser get discharged. So if we press this key, after that what happened? The battery, from the battery the connection can be or the current can be passed through the circuit and the battery or the capacitor get charged. Okay. When we are applying means we should have to put the or press the Morse key. After pressing the Morse key, what happened? The connection to the Morse key to the battery, it will be connected and the current is flowing in the circuit. So that time capacitor get what? Charged. Okay, the capacitor get charge. If we remove the Morse key means capacitor get discharge. Okay, this is the explanation of the first diagram. So first para. So in that we should have to concentrate that in a diagram or in a figure a capacitor and a resistor, that is series connection, and a battery and a Morse key are connected with the C and a R. Next what happened? If we press the Morse key, then capacitor get charged, and when we release the Morse key, what happened? The capacitor get discharged. Okay, this is the first para explanation. Next, suppose the EMF. EMF is nothing but what? Electromotive force. Electromotive force is nothing but which rise the potential. Okay, so the electromotive force of the battery is E. So here whatever we are taking as a E, that E is nothing but electromotive force. Okay, next here, when the Morse key is pressed, current flows through the circuit. Already I told you, if you press the Morse key means whatever the current is there, that is flows through the circuit. Next here, then certain potential difference is maintained across the capacitor and resistor. After passing the current, in certain potential difference is maintained. Okay, where it will be maintained? Across the capacitor and the resistance. So here we will maintain the potential difference. So they given therefore EMF of the battery. They given the EMF of the battery is E is equal to VC plus VR. Okay. So here we are getting the potential difference between the C and R. So that potential is given in terms of EMF. So EMF is equal to potential of C. Mean V is nothing but potential, C is nothing but capacitor. So potential of capacitor plus potential of resistor. Okay. Next we are writing that VC as Q by C. Okay, charge with respect to capacitor, and we can call this as equation number 1. Okay, this is our what? Equation number 1. Understood? Okay, this is the explanation of the diagram, and after passing the current, what happened? EMF will get, and after that we will get the potential difference across the resistance and the capacitance, and we are writing the EMF E is equal to VC plus VR, and VC we are writing Q by C, and we are calling this as equation number 1. That is what? E equal to Q by C plus IR. That is our equation number 1. Okay, we'll see the next one. If the condenser is continuously getting the charge. So see here, don't be confused. Here condenser, collector, capacitor, single meaning. Okay. If the condenser is continuously getting charge, after a certain time, condenser is charged to a maximum value Q0. So next what happened means, we are pressing the Morse key as it is. We are not releasing the key. At that time what happened? The capacitor or the condenser is getting charged. After getting charge, it reaches one maximum value, that is nothing but what? Q0. Okay, next what happened? Then the PD means potential difference. Then the potential difference across the capacitor is given by. So at the maximum value, what is the potential difference they given here? So see here, E is equal to Q0 by C. Okay, maximum point, the potential difference is nothing but what? Q0 by C. Next here, then equation 1 becomes. So here in equation 1, we have to substitute the value of E as a Q0 by C. Means this Q0 by C come here. So see here, Q0 by C as it is, Q by C as it is, R as it is, and I we are taking here dQ by dt. Why? Means that current is nothing but a rate of change of charge. Q is nothing but charge. So we can write here current is nothing but a rate of change of charge. So we can write I is equal to dQ by dt. Okay. So here we will get first E equal to Vc plus Vr. After that Vc is nothing but a Q by C, equation number 1. After reaches to one maximum point, we will get EMF is equal to Q0 by C, and that E value we are substituting in equation number 1, we will get this equation. Okay. In next we will simplify this equation. So see, Q0 by C minus Q by C equal to R into dQ by dt. So see, in a previous slide, we are taking that Q by C on a LHS side. So Q0 by C minus Q by C is equal to R into dQ by dt. We will get here. So see, Q0 by C minus Q by C equal to R into dQ by dt. So next we are taking C on a RHS side. If we take the C on this side, means we will get Q0 minus Q is equal to RC into dQ by dt. Okay, we will get our this equation. So next we will separating here the Q values and the dt values one side. So here Q is there, here Q is there. So here we are taking that dQ divided by Q0 minus Q, and here dt divided by RC. So by this simplification we will get our this equation, that is dQ divided by Q0 minus Q is equal to dt divided by RC. Next for this equation, so say integrate both side on the equation. We are integrating here for this equation. Both side we are applying the integral. Next what happens here? We are adding here integration dQ divided by Q0 minus Q is equal to 1 divided by RC. That is the constant. So we are taking as a constant terms outside and integral of the dt. Next by the simplification what we will get? So we will get here minus log E into Q0 minus Q is equal to T divided by RC plus K. Okay, and calling this as equation number 2. Up to this we will get our equation 1 as well as the equation 2. Okay. So next here, In equation 2, we have to substitute here t is equal to 0 and q equal to 0. By substituting t equal to 0 and q equal to 0, here we will get our k value. So see here q equal to 0 means minus log q naught is equal to k, means t is 0, this term will get 0, this term is 0. So k is equal to minus log e q naught. So here we will get our k value. Okay, next what to do? Again we have to substitute this k value in equation number 2. So here substitute the value of k in equation number 2. Okay, we are substituting this k value in equation number 2. So here this LHS term as it is we are writing. Next here is equal to t by RC as it is. Next only substituting the value of k. So k is equal to minus log e q naught. Okay. Next again next step what we are doing, keep as it is the LHS value and minus log e q naught we will take on a LHS side and t divided by RC as it is on a RHS side. Okay. Next here we are changing the sign. So by changing the sign, here negative sign sign is there, we will get here positive. Here positive means here negative. Here positive means here we will get negative. By changing the sign, we will get our this equation. Right. Next here, we are applying the log AB formula. We will get log A by B, that is log E into Q naught minus Q divided by Q naught is equal to T by RC in terms of negative. Okay. So we will get this term. So by this term we are removing the log here. By removing the log, what happened? We will get this log in terms of e raised to minus t divided by RC. Okay, by removing the log, that log e we can write it as e raised to minus t by RC is equal to q naught minus q divided by q naught. Next, separate division. Q naught 1 minus q by q naught is equal to this term remain as it is. Okay. Next, q by q naught and taking this simplification means 1 minus we are taking this term on this side and this term on this side. Okay. So see here. Okay. We will get q by q naught is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus t by RC. Or in short, we should have to separate division first. After that, we should have to keep here in terms of q by q naught. By q by q naught, we will get 1 minus e raised to minus t divided by RC. Next, we should have to keep in the form of q. Means q naught goes to RHS side. We will get q equal to q naught into 1 minus e raised to minus t divided by RC. Okay. We'll see the next term. So see here. Dividing by c on both the side. So for this equation we are dividing by what? C. By dividing the c, here we will get q by c equal to q naught by c into 1 minus e raised to minus t by RC. Okay, only we are dividing by c. Again by dividing the c, q by c we can write v and q naught by c we can write this as a v naught. Okay, and remaining that term as it is 1 minus e raised to minus t divided by RC. Okay, so therefore v is nothing but q by c and v naught is nothing but q naught by c we can write it. Next here we should have to give the main importance, that is the time constant RC. Here for the charging and the discharging of a capacitor, the time constant is what? T is equal to R into C. So for this they may ask for examination the problems. Okay. They given the R and C value and find out the time constant for the charging or discharging, means we should have to apply this formula. Okay. In a previous examination they may ask for many times. So you should have to remember this time constant for the charging as well as the discharging. For charging, we are studying here charging. So charging, they given the time constant T is equal to RC. Next, in that T equal to RC means we should have to apply here RC is T. So here T get cancels, we will get e raised to minus 1. So we can write V equal to V naught into 1 minus e raised to minus 1. Again e raised to minus 1 we can write it as 1 divided by e. So here we are writing V equal to V naught into 1 minus 1 divided by e. Okay. Next they given the value that is e is equal to 2.72. Okay. So we are substituting the value of the e in this equation. Which equation? This equation. By substituting the e value 2.72 we will get this. Next taking the LCM and simplifying. So first we are taking the LCM. So 2.72 minus 1 divided by 2.72. Here 2.72 minus 1 means 1.72 divided by 2.72. By division of this term, we will get 0.638 into V naught. Okay, and we can write this as V is equal to 0.632 V max. Okay, so here we can conclude here. Therefore, the time constant of a charged capacitor can be defined as the time during which here this how much 63.2% of the maximum voltage is reached by the capacitor. Charging of a capacitor, in charging of a capacitor the 63.2% of the maximum voltage is reaches to the capacitor by pressing the water Morse key. Okay, so this complete our today's derivation, that is the charging of a capacitor. Okay, in next now we'll see the discharging of a capacitor. Okay, hope you understood. Okay, thank you one and all.